The COVID relief package enjoyed widespread bipartisan support at the Capitol, but Republicans still use the floor debates as an opportunity to bash the governor over his emergency orders.
Governor, you're losing the rank and file Minnesotans. You have soccer moms suing you. You have God-fearing, law-abiding, highly ethical businesses flouting the law.
The COVID relief package includes $100 million for restaurants, bars, gyms, and fitness centers. The grants will range from $10,000 to $45,000 depending on the number of employees. Another $14 million will go to theaters and convention centers, and $102 million will be given to counties to distribute to small businesses and nonprofits. The package also includes 13 weeks of unemployment benefits, which will kick in only if the federal government doesn't come through with more.
And we should have done this sooner. We should have been ready for this when the announcement was made. We're closing you down for the second time.
On the beer front, there were efforts in both the House and Senate to amend the bill to allow larger breweries to sell 64-ounce growlers to go, but those failed and we'll have to wait until January. For KARE 11 News, I'm John Croman.